Well, hello and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
Happy San Diego Comic-Con weekend.
You had to bring it up right away, didn't you? Just right out of the boot, right out of the gates.
Well, tomorrow is preview day, so I mean, preview of what? I don't know, but
we're just jumping right into it.
Yeah, don't have to jump into anything. It's just sad. It's just a mild, sad reminder of our little what we used to do, something we used to be a part of.
Yeah.
We could get into that in a second. How are you?
Breaking news.
Yeah.
We're not at Comic-Con this year.
Well, it's not going to be a habit because I think we haven't been to Comic-Con for 2 years. This will be our third year not going to Comic-Con, I don't think.
1 year didn't exist. 1 year didn't happen.
Yeah. 1 year didn't happen.
But yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not, there's going to be a point where we're going to be we would not have gone as often as we have gone. So
there's going to be a time when we can say the 2000s were closer than our last time. No, wait, no, that doesn't make sense.
Oh my Lord! Don't say stuff like that.
I know, right?
That's just.
It's sad. It's sad, but you know the 3 or 4 years that we got to go in a row.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I mean, you got to go a little bit more than I did.
No, I went as often as you did.
Okay, so I think it was only 3 years then.
Oh, 3 years. Oh no, I take it back. I went 1 year without you, but I only went to the outside stuff. I never went in.
That's right.
That's when I met Shelly for the first time. I went down to San Diego to go hang out with her, which. I don't know. She hasn't gotten back to me. I did offer to treat her out to dinner if she was in San Diego this year. So,
make the drive down and go have a meal.
Yeah, go out there for a day. Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
How's it going? What?
How's it going?
Things are going. I think they're going better for us than. A lot of people in your neck of the woods, the LA woods that you live in.
I know.
It seems since the last time we talked, Francis, last time we spoke, talked is not good English. Last time we spoke to the internet folks out there, that the actors and writers of the world, of the Hollywood world, have all said we're on strike. And since we were talking about Comic-Con, it changes Comic-Con drastically to the point where that actually might be about comics this year.
Yes. For those not in the know,
I know, I'm sure we're kind of like burying the lead a little bit, right?
Yeah, some of the conditions of the current SAG-AFTRA, Actors Guild strike is that actors cannot talk about anything that they are in, which is kind of the reason San Diego Comic-Con exists nowadays. That's not its original purpose, but that's why it exists nowadays. And so actors would go and we'd have big panels in Hall H where actors would sit on a table and producers.
Sometimes they would sit on a table. Usually they were sitting on a chair behind a table, but
sitting in a chair, yeah.
I mean, some of them might have sat on the table. We don't know. We weren't there for all of it. Sorry, I fucked you up.
No, it's good because it just reminds me of a British guy making fun of a Welsh guy who was like, "Oh, Anthony Hopkins lived on the same street, lived on the street where my father lived," and the guy was like, "Well, in Britain we live in houses," and it was really like, oh, yeah.
I appreciate that. Being a very literal person, I appreciate that immensely.
Yeah, it's one of my because it was Stephen Fry who says it, and so his very posh accent makes the joke that much funnier. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so they're
Digress.
not allowed to do any of that.
Yeah,
And I
so I
did
mean,
speak with
my
someone.
question being that they can't talk about anything that they're currently working on, which they never do anyway. They can't
do.
talk about things that what?
Yeah, they do.
Yes and no,
I mean,
right?
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Like, what's his face? Spider-Man, he's in this
Tom
new
Holland.
yeah, he's in this new F1 movie. But he's not because he can't talk about it. He actually said in an interview in about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. He said, "I love F1. In fact, and then he stopped and he goes, I can't talk about that. Never mind." And it wasn't.
Well, they were.
It was before the strike, but
Oh.
Brad Pitt is in he's filming a Formula One movie, and I think Spider-Man's in it.
Well, we were talking about Deadpool 3 last week,
Mm-hmm.
and they shut down production of that because
Mm-hmm.
of the Actors Guild strike. The people who are promoting Barbie and Oppenheimer this weekend have stopped promoting the movie because they can't.
So,
So
I guess the question I wanted to ask is, so I don't pick somebody.
so
I don't
so
know.
why even go to San Diego?
No, no,
Is
no.
that
I'm
what you're
thinking.
trying to ask?
I'm thinking. Pick an actor. Robert Cranston.
Yes.
What is that? His name?
Robert.
Brian.
No, it's
Brian Cranston.
Brian Cranston.
Brian Cranston. Robert? What the fuck? Who's that?
There could be a Robert.
I'm sure there is. It's his brother.
Yeah.
What's his name? Brian Cranston. Brian Cranston.
Bryan
So
Cranston.
he's doing the thing. Can he talk about Breaking Bad? Because it's past tense, or because he's still getting paid for it, can he not talk about it?
Well, is it promote? Well, the question is. See, the thing is it promotion? Because
Right. Well,
they
that
also
was
can't
that,
be
that was the
on
thing. They were like,
podcasts and stuff like that.
yeah, podcast. They couldn't be on a panel promoting a movie, TV show, whatever. But if it was just Kevin Smith presents, himself for 2.5 hours, can he just tell stories about people walking down a hill while fucking, and that's it?
Oh yeah.
Or can he talk about any projects that he had done previously? That I guess that because it sounded like they're trying to get people to still go to Comic-Con, but if they can't talk about the stuff that they did, I can understand the things that are in the future or current. I understand not being able to talk about that, but if you can't talk about the things that happened 20 years ago, 10 years ago, then I don't see the point in any celebrities going to Comic-Con. Like the IMD boats back at Comic-Con. Like, great for what?
They can't interview anyone. I mean, I guess they could talk about
The weather.
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they could talk about old projects anyway because it's not promotional. It's just like, hey, I was on Game of Thrones. That was fun, right? But like, they're not gonna make money off of Game of Thrones, like, because Game of Thrones isn't on anymore. I mean, but whatever the new one is, but that's beside the point. So like, who cares, right? So maybe they could talk about that. But I don't know, because next year it's gonna be even worse because by next year everything will be producing, and so everyone in their every studio and their mother is going to be on San Diego to be like, oh, by the way, there's a million things
it depends
about.
It depends on how it turns out. Right, all the actors and celebrities could come back, or it could be studios talking about how they have, the technology to bring Twister back, Bill Paxton back, Bill Paxton in a new movie. You know, because they got some schleb to walk around in a mocap suit and pretend to be Bill Paxton.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Can we talk about that a little bit?
We can talk about anything. It's a free-form podcast.
So they want to hire extras that they can scan into AI,
Mm-hmm.
and so they can use their likeness for a single day's worth of work.
Mm-hmm.
They also want to get audio from people who are popular because they've already done this and throw that into an AI learning algorithm so that we don't have to have voice actors anymore.
Mm.
Our livelihood, maybe not, I shouldn't say livelihood because we don't make money off of this, but
I mean, some of us don't, Francis.
Okay, big spender.
No, I'm talking about you. Fucking.
I don't make anything.
Well,
I haven't made money out of voice acting or voice stuff in a long time. But man, they want to take our voices and make robots and AI do the talking for us. What are your thoughts on that, Josh?
You can't take this voice. This is mine. On the funnier half of that, though, I was cruising the interwebs, and there is a channel, I believe it's called There I Ruined It. And
There I Ruined It? Oh,
yes. There might be a comment in there. There might not be. But he takes audio, and some of it he put through a learning algorithm. And the other day, I heard Frank Sinatra singing Baby Got Back.
Yeah, isn't that scary? It's crazy.
I don't know what era Frank Sinatra it was, because I'm not a Frank, aficionado.
Sure.
But to my untrained ear, I was like, I mean, I believe it. I know it's not Frank Sinatra, but fuck, it sounds like him. Sounds like it to my ear anyway. Yeah. And this is hilarious. There's a bunch on his YouTube site. If that's the name of the channel.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm looking at it.
There's one Snoop Dogg doing Gin and Juice, but to the tune of a Disney song, Jungle Book, Disney Jungle Book song. I don't know which one it is. Not a Disney fan. But it's kind of like a reaction. Well, I'm sure you've seen it a bunch of times and then reacted to it. Dink, dink, reacted to it. But it's like it's one of the Jungle Book songs, but it's Gin and Juice, and he's just getting down to it. Like he hears it and he's like, "What the fuck? Oh, wait a second." And then he starts mouthing along with the lyrics.
Oh my God! Okay,
it's pretty funny. Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny. Sinatra 40s and beyond. Yeah, yes. I'm just saying, like, the algorithm, Ginger, that I heard, the AI that reproduced his voice on this YouTube channel. I don't know what era of Frank Sinatra it's pulling from. It just sounded like Frank to me. It could have been 40s or anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah. His latest, the latest video is Johnny Cash singing Barbie Girl in, I guess, in preparation for the new Barbie movie.
See, I haven't listened to it, and that I'm already giggling.
Yeah, that's scary. Like,
it is.
I don't know. Every time we talk about AI, it's just like, I don't know how you stop it. I don't know how this strike ends. I don't know how you stop it.
I think about some of the voice actors that we've met over the years.
Yes.
And I think about, like, Tom Kane, who, the last couple of years suffered a stroke and can't talk anymore. Or very limited in what he can. He doesn't work anymore. Would he sign off on something like that? Where he can, You know what I'm saying? Like, would it be good for some people out there? But it's not them. They're just kind of.
Roger Ebert did it.
Did he?
Yeah, when he lost his voice, when he lost his jaw to cancer,
Mm-hmm.
he had a voice box that would talk just like him.
Oh.
So he could still talk.
What was
and it
he?
just his voice.
So he was typing it in, or whatever the interface was.
Yeah, but it sounded naturally like him, right? It wasn't like hello, my name
Right,
is
right.
Roger Ebert. No, it was like him. Yeah.
I mean,
Man, good question. Good question.
I don't know. I mean, the technology obviously exists because what was that dude? Super smart dude in the chair.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, like that. Look at that was what, 15 years ago, probably when he was. I don't know when he died.
Oh, more than that. Yeah, he's had the.
Well, I know, but I don't know when he. I don't remember when he died. I know it was recent.
Oh, he died. Yeah, he died like in the last 10 years, 5-10 years. Yeah.
Right, and listen to his box, and I realize that that's not the most up-to-date one that's out there, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the technology has existed for a while for people to communicate through AI. So, I mean, there's definitely benefits to it, but yeah, I think it's shaky ground to look. Damn it, I said it again. We would both love to. I would love to be an extra on something. That'd be fun.
I would too.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe if I got to say, something stupid on camera, that'd be even better. But to get paid $200 to go in, get scanned in, say, some standardized paragraph that makes sure it hits all your different inflections and deliveries and whatnot, and then get a paper bag tuna fish sandwich and told have a great day. No, not the experience I'm looking for.
It's gonna be only indie movies that are gonna use real people and real voices in movies. Oh man, the whole plot of I was going to give away the plot of the new Mission Impossible movie, but I won't because it's a big spoiler. But if you ever watch the new Mission Impossible movie, it's scary because it's very much kind of in the vein of this stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so now that San Diego is kind of I don't think it's a skeleton. I'm really curious the numbers this year. I'm really curious how it's going to be.
I'm going to keep an eye on it this
week. Is this your
week.
preferred? Okay.
I'm going to keep an eye on it this week just to see. We have friends that are going to be there. We know people that are going to be there, whether they're friends of ours or not. I guess I don't know who's decided that, but you know what I'm saying. Like, just saying, like we know people that are going to be there. So, obviously, good luck to everybody.
Yeah,
I'm really interested to see. I want to know their experience, and hopefully, if I can remember or motivate or anybody wants to participate, I'm going to reach out to some of these people that we know that are out there and see if they'll come on and share the experience.
Share their experience.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. I'm curious. I want to know. Oh, you're missing. Oh, dude, you're missing out on an exclusive Alf figure. Alf,
Yeah. I know who Alf is. Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con has a Melmac Cosmic Con Alf figure where he's in a Hawaiian T-shirt with a Melmac Cosmic Con badge and sunglasses. It's only available at the San Diego Comic-Con booth for $40, which is not that bad.
That is not bad.
It's sold out online.
Well, of course,
it's sold out online, but you can get your favorite Melmacian.
I am going to spend some time tomorrow morning
seeing who's going,
figuring out who is going, and who might have a fucking preview badge, and if they're going, because not everybody that has the preview night actually goes. We've seen this.
Yes, that's true.
So, yeah, That
I
might
hope you get it because it looks
that might
awesome.
be a thing. Because
It
I
looks
just
pretty legit.
recently got a Alf action figure at the Fan Expo Denver.
Oh, that's fun.
That it comes with a shirt of some sort, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
It's not like a. It's like a. I don't know. It's over here somewhere. It has a shirt that you could put on him. I don't know. I have no place to display said Alf, so the box.
You just need to get like a standalone table just by itself to just stand right behind you, right over your shoulder. Take off the blur and just have him staring over your shoulder the entirety of the podcast. So you just have Alf just going, just with a little a dialogue bubble saying, "Hey Willie."
That'd be great. He just Paul Fusco just actually did some new stuff as Alf for whatever platform he's on, Tubi or Pluto.
Is Alf getting a resurgence? Is this what's happening?
I mean,
is Alf getting love again?
The only people that are giving him any love are these streaming services that have Alf running on them. But he did like running commentary for like I think 4 different episodes with the EP of the show.
He doesn't sound aged.
A little bit.
No.
But I don't believe Alf's voice is that hard for Paul Fusco to from his own voice.
Right.
I was recently, I think it was Mel Blanc's birthday recently. But I saw a bunch of stuff on Twitter and Facebook of clips of him on Johnny Carson or David Letterman those are the only 2 that mattered.
Right. Yeah.
I had forgotten how close his natural voice was to Bugs.
Yeah. It's really close. Yeah. But that makes it even crazier that he did all the other voices, because all the other voices aren't even close to Bugs, but his natural regular voice is close to Bugs.
Yeah, he was talking. He was telling a story about being in the body cast after that car crash that he was in.
Oh wow! Okay.
And coming up with different voices, and in one day he hit 600 and something odd voices. And he's like, you come up with and I guess and something that we've heard from other voice actors. Man, we're going on a weird tangent. That you come up with a voice, yes. Whatever. But then he's like, but if you know all the different dialects, then you can. He bragged about knowing all the different dialects of different groups of Americans.
As he should.
So and I won't. Go find the example for yourself. This way I don't single anybody out. But he gave examples of different groups. And he's like, you got this group here, but, you got this, So here's the voice. Stereotypical. Stereotypical kind of a voice. And he's like, now do you take that voice? And he's from Brooklyn. So you kind of go, and there's where Bugs was. So Bugs is a Harlem and Bronx accent mixed together, apparently.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
But it's just, I don't know. It's really cool to see that. And like I said, I'd forgotten how close his voice was. His natural speaking voice. Kind of like how Frank Welker, Fred from Scooby-Doo, or Megatron from the Transformers, original Transformers. His natural speaking voice basically is Fred Jones.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
I guess if we've ever decided to jump into the world of voice acting full time, at least we know we can just use our natural voices. It probably could be enough. We could just probably talk as and you're like, yeah.
I mean, when you hired all of us to do voices for the cartoon, you didn't ask anybody to be like, come up with a character.
Only one person had what was technically their natural voice, but not their normal voice. Naki, remember Naki?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
but that
she has that's a unique scenario. But
right.
Yes, everyone else used their regular voice. And one day, I keep saying one day, but one day it will make its way onto your ear holes as a thing that you'll hear.
Hopefully,
If
it'll be hitting people with their eye holes.
that too, but I can't promise anything.
Right.
My only hope is that that will just happen to randomly on a day. Josh has like a hair up his butt that's like, I gotta go put some audio. We gotta take a week off. I gotta put some type of audio on here. Oh, I know. And just plays the.
Francis, that's not such a bad fucking idea. That's not a bad idea, actually.
This is as a thing that we made like almost 8-9 years ago.
Yeah,
almost a decade
that's
ago.
that's the most crazy part about it.
Yeah.
Like going back and thinking about the equipment that I was using at the time. Like USB just plugs straight into the computer, no mixing, no nothing, just raw dogging the mic.
I think only one person had a bad mic, and we just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
And we're just like, oh, that's fine. Like, we can hear you, so we get to keep the bad mic. And it kind of added to like the twist that happens at the end. It gave a little bit more to it because, I won't give it away because you never know. You might hear it. You might hear it on here. Maybe not live. I mean, might hear it on the feed. So.
We could do it actually, quote unquote, live. But
I mean, we could, yeah.
Because I could just set it up. We can go live and because of my cool mixer thing here, I can just load it on a button and just play it.
That's true. It's not that long either. It's only like
10, 12 minutes.
10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
It's not that long. It's a radio play, so it's not really that long.
An old-fashioned radio play.
Yeah, there's narration too.
There is.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Anyway.
I don't want AI to take over everything, to take over acting and stuff like that. To get back to your question, get back to the main thing of what we started this whole fucking thing with. Whatever this was 27 minutes ago. It's shaky ground. AI is fucking scary to begin with. It was fun at first. The Furby talking or.
It was cute for a second.
Yeah. But then, you look at if Boston Dynamics fucking, wanted to flip the switch, we'd all be fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Their shit is so good it looks fake.
That's true.
Like, there's no way that is real. Some of it,
that's true.
I don't think is, but that's the skeptic in me. But no, I don't want an AI version of my. I don't really have favorite actors, but of my favorite actors, I don't want Marilyn Monroe to have a cameo bit in some like it's hot remake. I just pulled that out. I don't even know if she's in that movie. I just pulled that out of my ass. I don't want to see that. I'm kind of okay with the. Nope, I can't say that because that's. So you remember like in Tron Legacy?
Yes.
Right, where they had fucking generic actor walking around as Kurt Russell, young Kurt Russell. Is that right? No. Yes.
Not Kurt Russell.
I don't fucking know actors, dude. What's the guy's name?
Tron was the dude. I can't even remember his name either.
All right, well, kiss my ass then. Okay.
Right, Kurt Russell is the Escape from New York.
Overboard.
Overboard. Oh yeah, Overboard. With Goldie Hawn.
So
you had generic. CGI.
Yeah, you had generic guy in a mocap suit and a mocap face as well. That sucks. Standing in for it wasn't AI, but it was CGI layover and then voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
How is that any different?
Because somebody was still speaking.
And he's still alive.
And he's still alive. But the thing is, it's like...
And he was in the movie.
Imagine if, Josh, you were like... Somebody was like, all right, you could take today off, Josh. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. You don't have to do the podcast today because I took all 10,000 hours of you speaking and put it into this computer with all the stuff that's been happening on the news, and it's going to talk about it in your voice for the next hour with Francis. And actually, as a matter of fact, Francis isn't even here. He's sick. So we did the same thing to him. So you could take the day off. We both did your voice. If we did your voices, they're going to do a show, and you guys can sit this one out, and they'll know everything because they won't forget names because they'll have access to the internet. They'll remember everything.
They'll remember to tweet.
They'll remember to tweet. They'll have details on
right.
the littlest things.
They might actually solve an issue.
Exactly.
Right.
Like
Which we just bring shit up here. You know, right?
They're not going to talk in circles like we
do. Like we always do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not going to take them half an hour to cover a single topic. They'll be done in like 5 minutes with no tangents.
Right.
Whatsoever.
And you know what? And you know what will happen, Francis? It'll be the most downloaded episode of our podcast.
Everyone's gonna love it. They're like, "Oh my god, they're so concise and they're so direct."
Yeah, they told this great, scary story.
They've never been hotter. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. That you know what, and that's when it would piss me off. It'd be like, let's do it as a fucking goof, Francis.
Yeah.
Let's chat. Whatever the fucking audio version of Chat GPT would be,
right.
Or TP.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever the fuck.
See, now you know we're not AI because we couldn't say Chat GPT.
Right. Which is just a weird grouping of letters at the end of a word anyway. But whatever the audio version of that would be.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I no. No, because that's exactly what would happen. Then this podcast would get millions of fucking downloads, and the people would come in with the sponsors, and then I wouldn't get to do the goddamn commercials that I fucking totally fake every time we do it.
There's a movie that was out maybe a decade plus ago with Bruce Willis as a star called Surrogates. You remember Surrogates? So Surrogates was a real person got to stay at home, put on a VR headset, and their android bodies did all the work, and they just got to laze at home in a VR suit and make their surrogate do everything. And it became like a thriller or whatever. I don't remember what.
Right, there has to be some MacGuffin twist thing.
But that's us.
Right.
So if we can get the AI to do all of this for us, we would just be chilling, talking about real life, while our AI voices and likenesses would talk about the show. They just chill in the background, and then oh, we're done. Okay, press the button, and they'd wrap it up.
Right.
And you stop it every once in a while so you can do the read-in commercial because we're going to get sponsored by everybody. Manscaped was going to finally take us for real.
Right, Manscaped will send us all the razors they want. So we take amazing pictures of us banging our fake. What are those things? The fleshlights.
Oh yeah, sure.
To go with our hair regrowth serum, while protecting us on the internet. To come up with, where are those cards I bought?
Oh, your 3x5s or whatever?
No, not the 3x5s. Those the Cards Against Humanity for podcasts.
Oh, sure. Oh, that's right.
That actually sponsored this mess for
a few months. Yeah,
a couple of months until I got irritated with them.
Yeah. it is what it is.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get where you're coming from. I get where sponsorship is very weird, and yeah.
Well, somebody who may have lost some sponsorship this past weekend. Thank you, Francis, for the inadvertent fucking transition there.
Sure.
I don't know who the lady boxer is. So, like I said, I just bring shit up here.
She wasn't a boxer. It was UFC, wasn't it?
I don't know, dude. I just saw somebody. It looked like a boxing ring to me. It didn't look like a UFC ring. But
It didn't look like an octagon.
a lady fighter won her match, and she was so excited that she flashed everybody in the arena, which I thought was like a boss move.
So bare knuckle is BKFC, not like a chicken.
Okay, so
thing.
that's
bare knuckle fighting championship.
That's boxing. That's bare knuckle boxing.
So
that makes it even hotter, actually.
Because it was bare knuckle.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I saw that. I saw that GIF.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Loading through Twitter, like nonstop, and I was like, I thought it was UFC just based on like, oh, they look like UFC fighters.
Fair.
But yeah, so yeah, she wins, and her reaction is to flash the crowd.
But the plot thickens. Apparently, is a OnlyFans model as well.
Oh well, there you go. The funny thing was, if you ever see the GIF, is
I don't know what you're talking about, Francis.
When she does it, there's a cameraman that's like off to the side that like rushes to get to the front of her, so he could get a better angle. It's really one of the funniest things.
I may or may not have heard, wink wink, the announcer guy has a grin on his face when he sees what's going on, like a yeah kind of grin.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I would never see such a thing like that, Francis. My internet is clean, sir.
All you know is good on her for
yeah, actually, I did actually see that she apparently went to the promoter. Well, this is what she's saying. Mm-hmm. That she went to the promoter prior to the match and was like, "Hey, promoter guy, if I win, is it okay if I show my boobies?"
He's like, whatever.
And he was like, "If you win in a bare knuckle match, you could show whatever you want." I don't know.
They're like, nobody knows what no one knows what BKFC is. They think it's a chicken
bare knuckle fighting club.
Chicken. Yeah, but
fighting championship.
I mean, like,
yeah,
I never knew this thing existed
sure.
without that happening.
Well,
so her promotional prowess, is top notch, because that definitely got people interested. People were like, oh, this is a thing.
Well, there's another lady, Van Zant is the last name, bare knuckle fighter, that tried to dip her toes in the wrestling ring, and she was really good at talking shit and making it look believable, but not good enough apparently, because all of a sudden she was not on TV.
Oh jeez. Okay.
But yeah, bare knuckle. I mean, great way to give promotion to the exposure, to the promotion. Wait.
Points. There you go. Better than a rim shot there. I like it.
Well, the rim shot's on a different page. I'd have to hit too many buttons to do that.
That's so funny. I was I completely, even though I knew it happened, I completely forgot it happened, because so much stuff happens on a daily basis on the internet. Like, I'm amazed. Not a lot of boobies though. That's a first.
Another thing that kind of happened, you kind of mentioned something about a cameo earlier, but it's too much of a stretch now. But right before we hit record, well, before you and I started talking anyway.
Yes.
On the Twitter machine, someone released the big cameo scene from the Flash movie.
They're
So,
releasing more than that. They're practically releasing the entire movie
well,
on
when
Twitter.
they do, I will find
Yeah.
all the different tweets and put them, put them in different tabs and watch them in a row.
Yeah.
But I am guessing it's the whole cameo scene, and I watched it without sound because I was too lazy to reach over and turn on my mixer.
You don't hear anything anyway. It's just
Fair.
music.
The Nicolas Cage Superman is fucking amazing and everything I wanted it to be, even though, again, no sound, no idea what was happening.
He fights the giant spider.
I did see that. I think I saw a 66 Batman and Adam West.
You hear 66. I don't know if you see him, but you do hear him. He does say.
There was a Batman, because it looks like there's frames.
Oh, yeah.
There was a set of frames that went by fairly quickly that, to me, I saw the yellow symbol on the chest. And the gray suit and the yellow symbol. And to me, it looked like Adam West. But again, not listening to it with any sound at all, you do lose some context. I mean, obviously, I have zero context of why it's happening. But
It's the final. Yeah, it's one of the final scenes.
But after watching the scene, I don't know if I really need to see the movie. Because if that's the money shot, then I don't know. I still want to see
wait.
Michael. I still want to see Michael Keaton, doing
There you go.
Batman.
There you go.
So
Yeah. There you go. Wait. There's one cameo at the very, very, very end. Do you know? Do you know about that cameo? At the very end.
Somebody said it, and I went, oh, but then I forgot what it is entirely, and it's been out for a month now. So
would you like me to remind you?
Spoil away.
Okay. So after Barry Allen makes it back to what he thinks is his world, he inevitably encounters Bruce Wayne. But it's not Bruce Wayne from his world. It's Bruce Wayne from the George Clooney Batman, because George Clooney is Batman / Bruce Wayne in his universe. So the big kind of final cameo is, before they reboot the entire universe, was that they got George Clooney to reprise his role sort of in like 20 seconds of video of him being Batman / Bruce Wayne.
At least he's not in his codpiece suit.
Yeah, no bat nipples. That's true.
No bat nipples. Yeah. Alicia Silverstone's too crazy to bring back for Batgirl. Too obscure as well.
He's not. I don't think she's crazy. Is she crazy? I don't know. But they did drop the
look,
one.
Look, man, I'll just say things if it gets people to watch, listen, or download. I'll just say some shit.
Let's make stuff up.
Yeah, I'll make all kinds of shit up.
That's all right. Well, we're gonna have to do an entire episode where everything we talk about is just a complete and utter just fabrication. Then we're gonna have to do our big April Fool's episode in August.
All right, it's like Christmas in July, April Fool's in August or October.
Yeah.
What would be the opposite month of April? If it's Christmas in July, which would be 6 months, I guess.
So
right?
6 months before April Fool's. April is the 4th, so it would be. You're right. It would be October.
Oh, well, there you go. I pulled that out of my ass. Good for me. You went to Universal, yes?
A couple weeks ago, yes, I did. Yeah.
Did we talk about it already?
We did briefly, yeah. We talked about Waterworld, and we talked about how our mutual was like, I sent my kids to Waterworld, and they haven't gotten rid of the ride yet.
Was Jurassic Park part of Universal?
So Universal, yeah. So we talked before the show about Jurassic World, which they have a ride for at Universal Studios. They have a small section where they have a cafe, they have a bar. It's right beside Nintendo World. So they just have this tiny little section where they have dinosaurs roaming around, and like it's very small. I don't know why. I don't. Universal is so weird because they really. It's just like a corner of a corner that they dedicate to like their different properties. It's like you have so many properties you could use, and
You know, something I've never looked at, which I have for Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm, is the map, the vertical layout. You know what I'm saying? The vertical footprint of Universal Studios. I've never looked it up on the Google Maps or Earth or whatever.
Sure.
So I don't know how big it is. I know how big Disneyland is like as far as like city blocks kind of go. In relation, what is Universal?
Well, I think it's technically bigger than Disneyland because it also has the studio lot.
Sure.
Right. So with the studio lot and all the other like sound stages, it's bigger. But the thing is, you can't go to those sound stages unless you're taking the tram tour, which I guess is a part of the park. But it's smaller. Like the actual walking area of the park is smaller than Disneyland because it's just there's like literally one main street which leads to like a little Hogwarts, which is about a third of the size of the one in Florida, which I really want to see the one in Florida. I hear it's huge. It's just like this little corner, and then they have a little illumination world, and then they have the Simpsons, which is actually pretty big. I think that's their biggest quote unquote land is the Simpsons land, which has Moe's Tavern and the Krusty Burger and all that stuff. And then there's like an escalator that goes down about, I don't know, maybe a half a mile, like literally. It takes you about 20 minutes to go down all the escalators to go to the lower lot, which has Jurassic World, Nintendo World, the Mummy ride, and then the Transformers ride with like a little section for the Transformers to talk and meet and greet. But that's it. So it's like 4 sections that are really small in relation to like if you go to Disneyland, it's several miles of walking because it's just so much space.
Well, I mean, if you look at the footprint of Disneyland, it's only like a couple city blocks of the actual facades and the rides and shit. But then like, you know, like what is that? The Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
When you take the elevator downward in the stretch room, right, you walk underneath the berm basically into a studio building, a soundstage building where the ride takes place, and then they spit you out, you know, going back through underneath the berm and then back out, so it looks like you were, you know, quote unquote in the mansion the whole time.
Exactly. They do that for a Star Wars ride as well, which is underground. Rise of the Resistance is a completely underground 30-minute ride. But like, it's huge. The Galaxy's Edge is big. Like you will take, I don't know, 15 minutes to walk from one end to, maybe I'm exaggerating, but it takes you a while to walk through it, and that's just a small section. So
right.
In the grand scheme of things, Universal Studios is tiny. Like I can do all of Universal. I could probably, if even though the ride there's only like maybe half the number of rides, and I could probably see all of the park in a couple hours, while it'll take me half a day to see all of Disneyland.
Sure.
Not including California Adventure too. That's just Disneyland by itself. So yeah.
You know, not being a roller coaster person, like the California Adventure has never been something I've been like, let's fucking go. I need to go.
Same.
I need to. I think if you ride roller coasters and you make it a part of your life, whatever,
Yeah.
Right? You go every summer. You go to the county fair. You go to the trailer the trailer driven coasters. What do they what's the thing I'm thinking of? The circus, but also the I guess the fair.
The county fair, yeah. The county fair has like those really obnoxiously scary rides. Yeah. Carnival rides.
And I think carnival. That's what I'm thinking. Carnival. It's the same kind of thing, I guess, but I think if you do those type of things whenever they come around and you make it a part of your routine, then it's not a big deal. But when you only ridden a few in your lifetime period, not because you weren't into it, just because I was doing other things at amusement parks, like chasing girls or going to the arcade or trying to win something, anything,
Sure. Yeah.
Going on rides really wasn't priority.
Yeah.
And then now, like me and the lady were at a carnival, I don't know, a month ago, and we saw the rides, and we were both like, "Oh hell no!" Like neither one of us are really ride people anyway, but like seeing them like wobbling around and like one of the feet weren't even touching the ground on one of the rides, like no, it's cool. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need to. I don't need to hang. I don't need to hang out with them people.
California Adventure is a little bit more than that, but I get,
right.
I get exactly what. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't know. It's weird. I was in California. I was in Disneyland in 2001.
Okay.
Like right after. I mean, it was November 2001.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And maybe California Adventure existed at that. I don't remember.
Probably not yet.
I think it was still a parking lot when I was there, because we stayed directly across the street from Disneyland, and I don't remember it being there. Now that was also 20-something odd years ago, so it's possible.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure it was a fucking parking lot the last time. Back then.
Oh. California Adventure opened February 8th, 2001. So California Adventure existed.
It existed then. Interesting.
Yeah.
I have zero memory of it.
It would have been like a shell of itself when you went, because there was nothing originally in that. There was Soaring Over California. There was like a couple of things. A Bug's Life, I think, was around at that time. So you did, I can't imagine. Yeah, I can imagine there was much there.
Yeah, so it's, and it was weird when we went to downtown Disney, to be right outside of it, playing Pokemon.
Yes.
But right outside the gates of California Adventure, just being like, "Yep, there it is. Cool."
It's the adult Disney, right? Like that's kind of the point, right? You get to drink alcohol.
Okay. I wonder if you could bring fucking cartridges with you and professional recording equipment.
Probably do that. They have the less Disney themed restaurants there. Like there's fewer Disney themed stuff there. So yeah, California Adventure is just like, well, we need. I don't know. We want to make parking as hellish for everyone as possible. Right. So let's completely destroy where we used to have parking and turn it into a park.
Yeah, because it used to be a parking lot, was it not?
It was a parking lot.
Okay. Yeah, I swear I'm not imagining things. I swear at one point it was a parking lot.
Yeah, it's just an extension of one of the Disney parking lots.
Right.
Yeah,
it was like fucking Droopy or Sleepy they took out or something.
Exactly.
Not Droopy. That wasn't one of the dwarves.
Dopey. Whatever you do, don't look up the new pictures for the leaked photos of the new Snow White and the 7 hipsters.
First of all, wouldn't. Second of all, didn't know that was a thing. And third, I might, just because it'd be something to fucking clown on.
There's one dwarf in the new Disney.
And it's Deep Roy.
Oh man, it'd be amazing if it was Deep Roy.
Actually, that would be.
Forget what's his name. Oh God, Notting Hill. What's his name?
Oh.
British guy.
Oh,
Uh,
Peter Dinklage.
no,
I don't know.
no. Peter Dinklage is weirdly American, and ruined Disney's Snow White because he thought that little people shouldn't get jobs. Anyway, yeah, look up the Snow White stuff. It's really funny. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a horrible movie. No one's gonna want to watch this. It's gonna be great. I don't know. Anyway,
Deep Roy as all the dwarves, and then Willow.
oh, oh God, yeah, Willow. Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis is Doc.
Well, there's a new Wonka movie.
I thought I fucking saw that, and I was like, no, that must be some trailer for the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that I never saw. I'm gonna keep scrolling.
It's the prequel to the Gene Wilder.
Wait.
It'd be better if it was Gene Hackman, I guess.
Gene Hackman as Willy Wonka. Yeah.
I mean, he was silly enough as
I mean,
Lex Luthor.
yeah, that's a. God damn it, Francis. Exactly where I'm like, Gene Hackman is Lex. Yeah, there's the outfit. There's the like the motif of my my Willy Wonka that I'm making up right now.
So the terribly miscast Timothy Chalamet.
I don't know who that is.
He's in a movie called Dune 2. He's in a bunch of movies. He's just like a really weird, skinny-looking dude. Anyway, he's gonna play the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, and Hugh Grant, which is the British guy I was trying to think of, is playing the Oompa Loompa.
Wait.
Hugh Grant, British man.
Hugh Grant. Isn't he like 90?
He's like in his 60s. Yeah.
Okay.
He's an Oompa Loompa.
Okay. But also, isn't he like regular sized?
He's regular sized, but you should.
I mean, he's English, so I get it. He's short. Ha ha ha. I don't know if that's a fucking thing. See, I just say shit, Francis.
They show him in the orange makeup of the OG Oompa Loompas, so he's dressed as an Oompa Loompa from the original movie. It looks awful, but it exists.
I don't think that works. I'm not okay with this. No. I wasn't okay with the fucking the I don't know who stars in the other one. The one that Deep Roy's in.
Oh, the one with Johnny Depp as.
That's who it is, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp was.
I didn't like that one.
No, that was awful too because Johnny Depp was like a psychopath, while Gene Wilder continued to be like
whimsical.
He was charming, yeah, whimsical and charming, and then Johnny Depp is like creepy and weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like who would want?
I mean, not that it's not weird to have a fucking bunch of little people that are look like fucking gingerbread men working for you that all happen to be tiny. That's not weird at all or anything, but. Well, I actually think it is weird to have a full grown ass fucking person in orange makeup in that OG outfit with pantaloons and shit. Pantaloons don't work on a fucking full grown person.
Well, it's CG. Luckily, he CGI'd into it as 62-year-old Hugh Grant as a young Oompa Loompa.
You remember when he got busted with a prosty and it was like fucking it broke Hollywood
in L.A. Yeah.
There aren't fucking prosties in England. You got to go to fucking. I don't know. I'm just saying.
When I used to work in the Valley, and I'd have to get to work at like 6 o'clock in the morning, the prosties were like clocking out. I would always see them on the street right before my work, just clocking out,
Just
like making their way out.
fucking looking wrecked.
Yeah. And it's like,
After
how do you know they're prostitutes? So they're the only on a Tuesday morning at 5 o'clock be wearing like the skimpiest dress ever on a Tuesday morning. It's like, it's not like you were partying over the weekend. You were obviously turning those tricks.
right, everybody's walking into a Waffle House.
I wish there were Waffle Houses here. That'd be amazing.
Do you not have a Waffle House?
Roscoe's is as close as we get to a Waffle House. We don't have Waffle Houses.
I mean, that's not even the same fucking sport.
Waffle House is still East Coast. Waffle House is like past the
We
Mississippi.
have Waffle House.
Really? We don't have Waffle
Yeah,
House.
and everything that comes with Waffle, like all the stereotypes of Waffle House come with Waffle House. It's fucking great.
Yeah, we don't. No Waffle Houses here. We barely got our what do you call it? We barely got our Cracker Barrels over here. So
I'll be real with you, Francis. I mean, I like eating food, but
just not that much.
it wasn't very good.
It's a lot of food though.
But it wasn't very good.
It was okay. I was
I
fine
mean-
with it. And we got to, I like that our waitress was like kind of southern a little bit, like she had the accent, and I'm like, oh,
Mm.
so this is what it's like to eat from 50 years ago. Because I'm like, oh, it's a minority with an accent.
I wish that when you were in Seattle with me, that we had gone to the Mexican restaurant that I had gone to previous.
Oh, really?
Because you would have had just as much fun as I would have had, as I did have when I went to the place. And there's a person, a dude with his back to us at the bar. And he spins around, and I'm thinking, all right, like he's got the whole outfit on and everything.
Okay.
And I'm not, pointing fingers or making fun of anybody. But I'm pretty sure it was an Inuit that spun around and went, "Would you like a cerveza?" And I was like, hell yes, I would.
Oh man, Cheech and Chong helping you.
It's like, that was awesome. You got the accent right and everything, man. That's awesome. I'm fucking probably being an asshole, but I mean, maybe it was a Mexican dude. I don't know, but
You're fine.
but it was. I wish you could have gone. You would have just had as much fun as I did have.
As I see more and more modern comedians being offensive again, I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Hey, look, if it gets people to listen to this,
Yeah.
maybe
Hey, I tried that. I've tried. Yeah.
maybe that's what I should do, Francis. Is spend the next week making up, inspired by Andrew Dice Clay. I should come up with new nursery rhyme, dirty nursery
But you have
rhymes.
to do it with the Dice Clay accent. You have to do it with that.
Got to do it with the cigarette,
Yeah.
the over the head cigarette. I've got a trench
the-
coat, a leather trench coat. I don't know where the fuck it is, but it's not here. Someplace. It's in another place where I keep things that I own.
Apparently. Oh, look at you. Look at you having another place.
Yeah, it's called my mom's house. But yeah, maybe that's what I should do is go get the trench coat, come up with new dirty nursery rhymes, and we'll tag Andrew Dice Clay, and then he'll come on the show. Is he alive still? Yes,
I don't know.
of course. He was doing Verizon commercials like 10 years ago.
No way. Wow.
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure it was Verizon or T-Mobile. I don't recall, but there was a family that had a hamster as the father.
Mhm.
And I think it was a hamster. It was a rodent of some sort.
Okay.
And I'm listening to the voice, and I'm like, that's the Dice Man. Like, I'm positive that's the Dice Man. And at the time when it was out, it was hard to find that information. But after some scouring, I did find that it was Andrew Dice Clay. I'm sure if you just looked up him, comma cell phone commercial, I'm sure it would comma family or something. It would pop up.
Let's see. Cell phone. It might not have been him because
No,
far
it was definitely him. It doesn't matter.
I'll have to.
This is where we need the producer. We need the producer. But whatever. But you know what? Since we're just rambling and BSing and looking things up on YouTube, I don't have a whole lot.
I wasn't sure if you had anything else. Yeah.
No, I don't got shit else. Like, we hit all my bullet points. I mean, I got to think about, writing utensils, but we could talk about that some other time.
Writing utensils.
It sucks being left-handed using a pen sometimes. You'll never run into this issue, but sometimes my pen stops working.
Well, because of the angle, right?
It is two things. One, it's the angle in which the pen is being held at. And two, we as left-handers push the pen. You guys pull the pen. So the ink, it actually, the ink runs better being pulled than it does being pushed.
You need a space pen. You need the space pen that you can use when you can write upside down and stuff.
Or like the scuba pen.
That's a pen. Oh, the scuba pen, yeah.
I think that's just a whiteboard pen, honestly. Like a dry erase pen.
I like the NASA pens, though. The NASA pens are cool. Those are fun.
What I should just do is just do what I did in high school and just write everything in Sharpie.
Or pencil. You don't have to.
I have not held a pencil, Francis, since 1995.
Give me a clicky pencil. It doesn't have to be like a number 2.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
Get a clicky. Get a little clicky.
No, it's bad enough that I have like 4 or 5 pens on my desk right now that are all and I have to fight the urge to not touch these pens while we record this, because otherwise I'll just be sitting here the whole time.
That's why what do you call it? Fidget spinners. I don't know if they still exist, but fidget spinners existed for that very reason.
I always wanted the fidget cube.
Oh, where's my fidget cube? I have a fidget cube somewhere.
The cube just looked like it looked more interesting to me because I like things that are multifunctional, Francis.
Yeah, it's in a box somewhere.
Right.
I have a fidget cube.
The fidget spinner does one thing.
Spins.
It spins.
Yeah.
But the cube, it's got a switch. It's got a disc. It's got buttons.
Buttons, yeah.
Clicky buttons.
It does, yes.
The switch might be the best thing on the thing.
The switch is probably my favorite. Next to the buttons, and then it has like a little rolly ball.
Yep.
You can press.
One of them's really smooth, isn't it?
Yes.
One of the faces is like super smooth.
One side is just like you know what a worry stone is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a worry stone. So it has the little groove where you can just kind of rub your thumb against for a worry stone, yeah.
Yeah, that thing, it was always more appealing to me than the fidget spinner, because it's like...
Yeah.
When I first saw the fidget spinner, I was like, oh, is it one of those... Remember the thing you tie the fucking string around, the gyroscope?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you bounce it on your finger or whatever. But I was like, well, no. I mean, it's got ball bearings in the center, so it can spin. I get that. Well, why the fuck does it have ball bearings on the edges as well? Because you can't spin it from the edges.
It's an aesthetic thing.
It's weight. Cool. I think it's just weight.
It probably is weight. You're probably right. It's probably just to keep spinning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that toy didn't get me. You know. It wasn't like the Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi. Yeah.
Tamagotchi, yeah. That one got me. I love that thing. That thing was rad.
I'm telling you, get yourself a fidget cube. I bet they're like $2,
right?
Because nobody uses them anymore. So
yeah, because everybody moved on to fucking drugs.
That's true.
Or alcohol, you know.
A little from column A, a little from column B. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go do some drugs. No, that was stupid. Uh, I'm just saying shit, Francis. Just whatever gets people to listen. Um, trying to think anything. I am heading to a anime convention this weekend.
Oh, that's good.
Um,
Oh, was it the erotic one?
the 18 and up, possibly erotic anime convention.
Fun.
Could be a lot of fun. In a
be.
week's time, we'll talk about it next week. But there's the Christmas in July Comic Con, if you will. It's a very small show that's happening. That I was just informed of some drama. The showrunner hit me up this evening.
Yeah.
A little bit before we started talking, Francis, and he said, "Hey, buddy, did you see? I want to protect some kayfabe, but did you see this comic book shop is putting on a Christmas in July show the same weekend I'm putting on my show?"
So what?
And I went,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's interesting. When did that happen? He's like, "Oh, they just announced it today." I'm like, "Oh." And then he goes, and then they just announced they're doing a show the same weekend I'm doing my show in November. So I just asked him, I was like, "So do you guys got beef or something?" And apparently there's some beef there. So it was I was like, "Oh, the drama."
So who's gonna get your love? Who's gonna get your hard work? And
Since we are protecting kayfabe, the showrunner that contacted me is getting my love.
good.
The shop in which we will say is competing, or at least being fairly sus, as the kids say,
Oh yeah, very sus.
shooed me out of his store one time after bringing
shoot
him. Remember the stack of comics that I had in 2015 that we gave away?
Yeah, we had a pretty good snack. Yeah.
That was it was a large stack of shit because
It was still a large snack.
I won on Twitter on two different occasions 2 boxes of shit, which they were all 90s comics. They were all shit comics.
Sure.
Between the two, I had about a half of a long box.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And I took them to this comic book shop that we won't name.
Yes.
And I was like, "Look, I know these probably aren't what you're really looking for, but, I thought I'd bring them to you." The guy, and it wasn't the owner of the shop, it was one of his employees, but he fingered through about 10 to 15 titles, and he went, "These are shit. I don't want these in my store. Get them out of here." And pushed them toward me and shooed me out of the store, more or less. And I mean, I knew they were shit, but I didn't expect to get shooed out of a store. Not like they were like, "Get the fuck out of my store," but they were definitely like, "Please get these comics out of here. We don't want these." I used to, at one time, when people came to town or maybe they lived in the Springs or someplace that wasn't the Metro Denver area, and they said, "Hey man, I want to go to a comic book shop." And I would ask them, "Do you want to go to an LCS or do you want to go to like the comic book shop of Denver?" And it used to be the place I would go take people if they wanted an LCS. Yeah, LCS. Local comic book shop. Because it is your stereotypical comic book shop.
Right.
Like to the T. They got the fat comic book guy behind the counter and everything. Not fat, but the comic book guy.
Yeah.
And then if people wanted to go see a show or something, I would take them to Mile High Comics because that's a destination spot. But now when people say, hey, man, let's go to an LCS, I will drive all the way north to a whole other city to take them to a tiny little LCS almost an hour away from here, just because of the experience I've had at this other shop.
Wow. Hey, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Treat your customers well.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But I hope that we have served our customers well once again this week. You like that? With our, just over an hour, a little over an hour of audio entertainment brought to you by our actual voices, produced by our actual lungs and voice boxes, not given to you by AI and
no AI here.
GPT. Yeah. Wrong button. God damn it. I hit every button except for the one I needed. 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. You remember that part in PCU where Jeremy Piven's like, 10 years. Oh. I love that movie. Anyway, Francis, where can people find you on the internets if they wanted to stalk you or, send you money or a kidney or, anything?
SincereSarcasm.net, but really go to supergeekdom.com for tomorrow. We will have a live show at 7 p.m. Specific. 10 p.m. Yep,
Specifically 10 p.m. at 10 p.m. Pacific time. Eastern. Yeah. Shit.
So go ahead and check it out. It's an improv comedy show. Fun times. And add AKA the other guy for the Twitters and Instagram. So you can see all of my pictures of Universal Studios.
Yes.
Love your guts too, Ginger. Love your guts.
Yes. The guts are the best way to love somebody.
Love someone's guts. Just love their guts.
All the way into their gut region.
All the way. All their guttural stuff. All the guts.
You can find me and all my guts at 303_ninja on the Twitters. 303ninja on the Instagram. You can call us. Voicemail, text. Leave us a message. 314-764-7631. It spells out POI Pod 1 if that helps you remember things. If it helps you remember the 314 part, POI 1. How about that? That doesn't really work. You can email us then, because that doesn't work, because the email works pretty easy. It's fairly straightforward. The POI Podcast at gmail.com. Twitter, YouTube, everything. Just POI Podcast. It's awesome. The song's ending. I have nothing else to say. Francis, thank you. Audience, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. End.